classification. This is where the official judges real projects, especially for the teams who register for the Singapore hackathon. Yeah, if you have any question, you can ask the mentors or stuff in the hackathon participation group. In addition, the total bonus pool of the 4 major tracks of the 2 hackathons is $630,000 and can be stacked with the bounty bonus. Here, I wish all project team good luck, and yeah, if you want to get some mentor guidance, you can let me know. Okay, just let me end my show and jump to the bounty session. Yeah, so right now, if you simply click the bounty for the Singapore hackathon, we have 5 bounties. And for the Bangkok one, we have 4 bounties. 行，然后新加坡和这个曼谷啊，我们一个是一样，然后一个是一样，大家如果感兴趣可以查看。Just go to my slide. So we have total 6 online workshops. Today is our last one, and yeah, and also to check in if you want, and check in the rules. If you already have a project, you just use your name plus your name, or if you don't have a project, you just
Tracy，我听不到你说话了，你这边正常吗？
hello
喂
hello hello
，hello hello，
hello，
可以听见。
可以听见啊？OK OK，我说我怎么突然被顶出来了，还是怎么样？OK，我在，哎
我看你现在是主持人。
，OK，just give me a few seconds. All right, just let me share my screen. Right now should be fine. We're still streaming somehow, I think. Yeah, good, good. Somehow I got kicked out for some reason. All right. So yeah, so 大家如果想这个打卡啊，大家就赶紧在这个YouTube 这个评论区打卡啊。我就是新加项目，如果没有项目就是新加个人。然后我们就今天就到了这个分享环节啊。对，分享环节呢，大家也可以看到，咱们这个非常荣幸请到了这个波的公司这个少啊，给带来一个主题分享，我也会在大家关注的各个领域和赛道啊，相信能为大家提供一些宝贵的经验和启发。那今天的这个 workshop 啊，呃，大家可以这个呃，就是进行提问啊，然后如果有疑问，您可以在之后啊您进来，然后一会儿我会同步到这个嘉宾这儿。行，so next is our sharing session, and we are very honored to invite substrate contributors and to participate in this workshop and bring you rich thematic sharing. The sharing contents covers various fields and tracks that everyone is concerned about. And I believe it can provide a valuable experience and inspirations for everyone. And today's workshops, we have 10 open queue the depth row lead, bring you theme sharing during the period. You can just write your question down, basically just drop it in the chat box. And after Tim's sharing, I will forward questions to him. So let's start. Tin, Open Guild Dev Role Lead will share with you in and out of DeepIn on Polkadot. Yes, Tin, please go ahead.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, let me see on screen. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, all right. Yeah, hello everyone. It's good to be here, and thank you to Block for inviting me becoming like a speaker of this workshop. And I would love like to be here sharing about Polkadot, sharing about decentralized physical infrastructure network, or short for DeepIn. And like hope like the hackathon builders gonna get more ideas about this like domain in blockchain and how like Polkadot can empower the DeepIn. Okay, so yeah, a little bit about me. So like my name is Tin Chung, and I'm a developer relation lead of OpenQ. And also on the other hand, I'm also like a Polkadot Blockchain Academy Wave 5 graduate, and I'm a Polkadot SDK contributor. Meanwhile, I'm also like working as a professional software engineer. So a little bit about OpenQ. So OpenQ is a Web3 hub for Polkadot enthusiasts in Southeast Asia. We mainly focus on the C market right now. So like country like Vietnam, Philippines, Indonesia, Malaysia, gonna be like our target for like the market growth in the Polkadot ecosystem. So like in OpenGeo, like we host a few different activities. For example, first gonna be events. Like we host like a few different events. And so like R&D, research and development. We build like a lot of open source developer tools like to help like the Polkadot ecosystem to move it forward and like solve specific problems of the Polkadot ecosystem. So sorry, but yeah, I think there's one problem here. Let me reset the screen. Is it okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Yeah. So sorry for that. So about OpenGIL, we also have another like like another subgroup inside OpenGIL, which is called like OpenGIL Labs. And then like in the past few months, like throughout like 2024, like we already like host a few different activities, and so like, we build a lot of project. For example, like the subject like the updated version of subject KDs, like building a production ready REST system, and also like, we host a few different workshop as well. So here's like a few photos that I showcase here, so like you can understand more about like OpenQ. So we have like a few different activities, for example, like in Sub-Zero Thailand. We also like host a like Durian party in with like Pachi Penguin in Malaysia like 2 weeks ago, and then like on the other hand, we also have a few of like workshop hosted in Vietnam and also like Philippines. Okay, so let's talk about DePIN. So what is DePIN? So DePIN is the abbreviation for a decentralized physical infrastructure network. And we're gonna like dive deeper into like what is the physical infrastructure network or a PIN, and also like why it needs to be decentralized. So first is like what is a physical infrastructure network? So a infrastructure network is a multiple physical devices connect together to form a network infrastructure. And I think like right now, most of the digital service that we interact with is already like built on top. It's already like the application of the underlying infrastructure, um, like um, respect like our internet is also like one physical infrastructure network where like we have like, a few different computer connect together in a line network and also like, in a WAN, and then like it become like a whole internet. That like allow other people to interact with other like computer across the globe. So here's like a definition on IBM. That like the physical network consists of the cable that connect the different hardware residing on the network. The adapter used on computers connected to the network host, and any like concentrators, repeater, routers, or bridges used in the network. Physical network vary like both in size or and in the type of the hardware used. The two common kind of the network are local area networks and wide area networks, which is like some quality technical definition of the physical network. So like from the perspective of the like technical builders, you might know about the OSI model in networking. So like there's a physical layer, data link layer, network layer, transport layer, section layer, presentation layer, and application layer. And the physical infrastructure network layers are the one that cover from the physical layer, which is the layer 1, to the presentation layer, which is the layer 6. And like like all kinds of software hardware built on this layer going to be included in the physical infrastructure network layers. So example of the pin. So we have the internet is the data transferring network connected by the routers, which Wi-Fi router, which are like the physical devices that we just mentioned. Telecommunication is a electromagnetic signal transferring network connected by telegraph, signal flag, and cable. Also, like cloud offer computing power, like provided by mass connected computing devices across the globe. And like the role of physical infrastructure network is very important because right now for this workshop to host so that I can interact with like all the audience across the globe, that you have to get to one cloud streaming service, and that cloud streaming service is built on top of the cloud computing engine, which is like the cloud that we mentioned here. But the physical infrastructure network is, even though it's offer like a lot of advantages, however, like to build a very like scalable and resilient infrastructure network is also like face a lot of challenges. First, it's going to be like service descriptions when you have like a lot of stakeholder in the network, and then like how to manage if like there's a set majority of the malicious actors in the network that like disrupted, and then like, it's make the whole network down. And then we already see like there's a many global services already disrupted like because of this, when like it doesn't have a very stable and also like doesn't have a very scalable number of network node in the network. So like in that way, like just a small like small proportions of the node in the network is like down, and then like it's just lead to the whole description of the whole network. Data privacy risk, and I think like as an internet user, you might know that like you value your data, and then like for example, when you access to the internet, you also want like what's happened, like where's your data, where's your password gonna go, and then like even like if you use like one password management software which hosted on the cloud, and if you store your password in your like in your like password management software, you might also like consider like where's your password stored and how is it encrypted, because like if is it not encrypted in the right way, then somehow like all the people across the globe somewhere, and then they can like attack the cloud and then like access to your password, and that is not great. I think like none of us gonna want that happen. Expansion cost, like building a whole like physical infrastructure network is very expensive, and it's not for like one startup that can do that. For example, you as a hackathon builder, if you're interested in like building one idea, one solution in this domain, like this might not for you if you're in the traditional market, because like you need a connections with the government. If you want, let's say you want to build a 5G network, you have like a connection with like top telecommunication company in your area, so that you can like talk with them. Let's say like I have this solution and I want to offer you guys to try it. So like your government can allow it, your like top telecommunication company can allow it. But like as a hackathon builder, as an individual hackathon builder, you don't have that kind of resource. On the other hand, the like money also like a very big problem, when like you don't have enough money like to, let's say, like launch a new satellite or like host a new antenna in your area, and that thing is not for you. So we talk about the service description. So let's just take like one example. I think it's not an example, but let's say Microsoft data center. So like Microsoft is a very big company. So like they have like data centers like around like the globe. So here like I take one data center in East Asia, which is like the nearest one in Southeast Asia. And let's say like if this the only regional data centers disrupted, then it's gonna lead to like the whole data in the area that it's gonna lead to like some problem of like the whole user data in the area, and in that way like it needs like some time like for all the regional data center to like back up with like some different like with like some like some technique to back up, and this data center is owned by Microsoft, and if like Microsoft want to scale out, they have to like to launch another regional data center, and they have like to talk with the government to launch it because like they cannot like upload that to the community. Okay, so what is DPIN? And there's a video from PIC that I think like PIC is a top solution of like physical infrastructure network that I think like you guys should watch. It's only like 1 minute. Yeah, so I think that's a great video, and it's very close to what we already know in the current state of like in the current state of the technology innovation. It's not like if you like really care about the real world use cases of the blockchain, so I think like decentralized physical infrastructure is for you, because like when you watch the video, you see like Pick already mentioned like many fields that the traditional market is trying to solve currently. For example, like vehicle sharing, and also like related to the energy, and also like connectivity, 5G network, 6G network. Okay, so let's learn more about the pin and why the pin can power the physical infrastructure network. So in the pin, there's gonna like two variant of the network. First is gonna be the physical resource network and digital resource network. The physical resource network incentivize people to direct deploy location-dependent hardware to offer real-world non-fungible goods and services. For example, like mobility, energy, connectivity. In digital resource network, we incentivize people to direct deploy hardware to offer fungible digital resources. For example, storage, bandwidth, compute. One that you like become like a supplier, one that you become something more like digital supplier. You like go to like storage, bandwidth, compute. There's an example here as well. For example, like IPFS, it's also like Filecoin in Ethereum ecosystem, which is like the top example for the storage bandwidth kind of things. Okay, so why do we need DPIN? DPIN enhances the security and efficiencies of physical infrastructure network by eliminating single point failures and reducing the risk of tampering or manipulations. So the network here is like some common network architecture that we see in the traditional market, but like in the blockchain, all the network is powered by the P2P network, where like all the stakeholders have one role. They can become a server and also all the client at the same time. Meanwhile, like the server in the Web2 network, it's just like you have like one central server. So by that way, you also like have one single point failure. And I think like we don't do that. Even the enterprise solution don't do that. And they want something that more scalable and so like more resilient over time. So advantages of the blockchain in physical infrastructure network. First, it's going to be like permissionless network scalability. Anyone can join the network. Anyone can host their node, can run the node, and become a part of the network. That they can like offer storage, offer the bandwidth for other people to use, and they doesn't have to ask for the permissions from the authority of the network, because like this network doesn't have any authority because it's a P2P network. Transparency and traceability. And this is obviously like one of the top features of blockchain, the transparent, and also you can like anyone like can trace back the data, the transactions on the blockchain, whether it's like where it's come from and also where's the destinations of the transaction. incentivizing the network resource provider. We already get rid of the global like global transferring problems. So blockchain is also a payment processor. So by the way, like you can like transfer the token from, let's say, Vietnam to like the US instantly to the blockchain network. It's only like take around like 6 to like 12 seconds. And then like the token already transfer to like someone on the US. And in that way, like for any like resource provider of your DePIN network, of your like decentralized physical infrastructure network, you can like offer them the token. You can offer them some type of value that like can help them to sustain their life and also like have an incentive so that they can stay with the network longer. And we already mentioned about the OSI model in the traditional network. So let's say this is the OSI model that you're gonna see in DePIN. So in DePIN, we have 5 different layers. So the first is going to be infrastructure layer. This the one that we already mentioned about the P2P network topology, and also it have other things like some kind of different hardware. And the next one going to be the blockchain layer, where like the blockchain is built on top of the network. And yeah, so it has like the node service and also like have like the cross-chain interoperability that you like that are like multiple chains that can connect with each other. And you also like have a DePIN specific change, or it's also like an application change as well, which is this concept is like commonly promoted in Polkadot, because like Polkadot it has all kind of tools that can allow you to build the application specific blockchain. Then you also have a data layer, on-chain, off-chain, cross-chain, and also you have like governance layer where like you can use smart contract to like govern your whole network to like the automated contract. And you also have a like decentralized autonomous organization, which is a DAO. And you also have other like innovation as well, which is like the DAD, decentralized identity, DeFi tokenomic. And then on top that is the application layer where you're gonna build all kind of application that related to physical infrastructure network, for example, like wireless solution, bandwidth, storage, computing, and also like AI. Okay, so in the pin sector map from PIC, we also have we already mentioned about like physical resource network and digital resource network. So in physical resource network, we can take a look at some example, for example, like wireless network, geospatial network, mobility network, agriculture network, health network, and energy network. In digital resource network, we have like bandwidth, storage, and compute networks. And in DePIN, we also have we also have a DePIN network flywheel, which is like the whole cycle, like how that you can like operate your like decentralized physical infrastructure network to like govern like to the token. So let's say you have like DePIN protocol, which is like where the founder is coming into, and then like you got like you issue a new token, which like create a financial capital, a financial value for all the investors to join in. And then like you issue like you launch a new DePIN platform that where the miners, the deployer, or can say the resource providers can join in to get the value from that, from the token that you issue before. And then like you also have a DePIN DApps, which is like decentralized application built on top of your DePIN platform, which your third-party developers can join in and then become a stakeholder of your network. Then like those applications going to be delivered to the end user. It's gonna go again because like the end user now become your own community, and then they can join the DePIN protocol again. So like the whole cycle is keep running, and this become like a network flywheel. Okay, so let's learn about like how does Polkadot empower DePIN solutions. So from Dr. Gavin Wood, which is the founder of the Polkadot network. So Polkadot mission is to provide secure, scalable, and resilient infrastructure for Web3 application and services. And let's learn about like how it can be resilient from the like decentralized. Yeah. So like Polkadot empower a network of secure, just and reliable network. So let's say this is our globe, this is our Mother Earth, and then like we have a whole like Polkadot network that just run on top of the Mother Earth. Then we have like different computer, like a very little like square box right here is your computer, and each computer it can be run and then it constructs together it can become a collator of one network, and that network is called a parachange, or you can also understand it as a roll-up of the Polkadot blockchain. So this parachange connect with the relay chain, which is a modern blockchain that connect with other parachain together, and then like help to secure a whole global data, like a whole global distributed ledger. So like all the parachains, can be secure with a native security feature. And like to build that kind of blockchain, you must use like one toolbox called Polkadot SDK that help you to running a blockchain node, become like a piece of cake. And then this SDK is include a few different components, for example, like peer-to-peer networking, runtime customizability, and it's also like solve problem of block ordering consensus, right? You don't have to learn about it. Yeah, I know that like consensus sometimes it sound like a bit scary, but like with Polkadot SDK, it's already solved that problem for you. Rich ecosystem of runtime modules, like substrate already like run for a while. I think like right now up to now is already more than like 7 years for substrate running, and then like the ecosystem out there is already built up a lot of modules, a lot of like runtime libraries that like help you to solve the problem. Let's say help you to build a blockchain similar to Bitcoin, help you to build a blockchain similar to Ethereum. So in that way, like as a runtime engineer, you only like have to take that runtime modules and also include that in your substrate based blockchain, and then like it just like turn out your substrate based blockchain become to the new blockchain. Okay, so let's learn a bit about Substrate. So what is Substrate? So Substrate is the base blockchain framework used to power the Polkadot SDK. It is a full toolkit to create a sovereign blockchains, including but not limited to those who connect to Polkadot as a parachain. So to summarize, how Substrate allow you to build two kind of blockchains, a solo chain and a parachain. That means like you can use Substrate to build a blockchain run on top of the Polkadot protocol. Otherwise, you just like use Substrate to build like a standalone blockchain that doesn't have any relation with Polkadot. Yeah, and it's possible as well. So here's like some component of the Substrate framework. So you have the libp2p, which solve the problem with P2P network. So when you build a decentralized physical infrastructure network, you want like anyone that can run a node that can be like become a resource provider of your network, because you want your network to be scalable, so like you cannot like limit it like to only like one set of like one subset of regions or like one subset of machines. So you need like two different components. For example, first is going to be libp2p, which is a networking layer. The another one would be like a platform agnostic language, which is a WebAssembly. So like with WebAssembly, it's a platform agnostic bytecode. So by the way, like your substrate node can be compiled to like your WebAssembly, and this standard language can be used to run on any kind of machine. For example, like Mac OS like, and also like Windows, it doesn't limit it to any kind of hardware. For libp2p, like it's already like solve all kind of problems related to P2P network, so you don't have to care about it as well. So there's a question like, can we integrate Polkadot naming system into our apps? Like, can you like explain a bit more about like what is the Polkadot naming system? Do you mean like, yes, actually I don't understand like what is the Polkadot naming system, because I think I haven't heard about that in the Polkadot ecosystem yet. Is this like one specific kind of like runtime module or something? Yeah. On the other hand, like Substrate also like create another layer for consensus, also a database. So like it's already solved any kind of problem related to like low level database. You don't have to build your own database for optimization again. And consensus, so like subtrace is also have a different set of modules like to handle like proof stack consensus mechanisms, and also like delegated proof stack and even like proof work. Yeah, so like you don't have to care about it. And Polkadot also like have some specific features that can help you to scale up your network as well. First, it's going to be like actual core time. That like now like the this core is similar to like the CPU core. So now like your blockchain is can allocate it to multiple core, and so like flexible with the number of core that they can be allocated. Before, like, if you already research about Polkadot, so like one blockchain, when they launch on Polkadot, they have to take a lease of a 2-year lease. So in that way, like you have to get to 1% ocean, stock your token kind of things, and it's not a very great way because let's say like you just like want to deliver a solution for this hackathon, and then like you're gonna like figure it out whether what you're gonna want to do with your network after the hackathon. You don't want it to like all into the Polkadot ecosystem. So you can like make use of actual core time. That like you can just acquire one core that stay for like I don't remember the number, but let's say 6 hours. So like you take one course for 6 hours, and then like after 6 hours you don't pay for that core again. So like your solution gonna be stopped. But then you already like have your solution demo on a testnet. Asynchronous backing. So with asynchronous backing, now like the block time now the time to include a new block to the relay change is only like take around 6 seconds, because like you have a pipelining that allow you like to execute that allow you to handle a next block while the current block is included. Yeah. Elastic scaling. So let's say like your solution is a scalable solution, and you also like need some set of problem that you want it to be handled, that you need more resource to like solve your problem. So that you can use elastic scaling, that like you can like make use of multiple core as one, allocate that to your solution, and then like it can run on multi-core similar to a CPU. Native state security, we already mentioned about that. So state security is a day zero design of Polkadot, different from rollups on like other blockchains. So native state security, like rollups running on Polkadot, can make use of the relay change to secure the state of their price change. Canary network with economic value. So like on Polkadot, we also have another network called a Canary network, which is called Kusama. And this Kusama is you can say that is a test net, but like it have the economic value. So that way like, it become a Canary network. That's mean like a Kusama and KSM token that is have a monetary value and can be traded on the centralized exchange as well. So in that way, like you can delete, and the Canary network most of the time is going to be ahead of the main Polkadot network. So in that way, like if you want to test out your features, like make use of like some of like the most released feature of Polkadot, then you just like use Canary network. High Nakamoto coefficient. So like Polkadot is like one of the most decentralized network, which has like a Nakamoto coefficient around like 91, and you don't have like to worry about it's gonna got some problem with consensus, because like we already have some number to prove that. And now we go back to Deepin. Hope like you already learned about Polkadot. So like in Deepin, like Deepin's landscape of Polkadot ecosystem, we have like some project that you can like take a look. First, gonna be like Peak Network. The other one like Noodle Network, which is like two most like popular network in the ecosystem. Then you have like Akira's, Energy WebX, Phala Network, Rust Network, Robonomics, and Restore. So we're gonna dive deep into like some Deepin example. The first use case gonna be Phala. So we already learned about a digital resource network, and Phala is one of the example for that, where like Phala like offer the general purpose compute, and so also like a storage and also like a bandwidth for the user to make use of the Phala network to build a decentralized application solution. In the Deepin tech stack of Fala, it have like middleware, protocol, and general purpose compute. And Fala also a largest Deepin computation network of 33,000 workers, core processing data on-chain and off-chain. Here's like some statistic of the Fala network. So like in Fala, the number of devices that join the Fala network is around like 30,000, and the data messages already like reach more than like 53,000. I think like the number here already deprecated. And if you take a look at right now, it's going to be like much higher. The second use case going to be peak network. So in the peak network is one of like the most rich ecosystem in the pin landscape of Polkadot ecosystem. So here like you have like many different projects that you like can capture and then take a look later. But I believe like some project right here is very cool. I'm gonna like take one example here is like Silencio that I have a chance to download an application and test it on my mobile phone. So Silencio is offer the solution for the global network to measure noise pollution. So let's say you install the application on your mobile phone, and then like, when you go to your coffee shop, then you find like, okay, so this place is noisy, and then you don't want like all the people gonna go to this coffee shop, and you also like want all the people to make use of that data for their like decentralized application. So you just turn on the Silencio application, and then let's scan it, scan the environment in the coffee shop, and it's gonna calculate the noise pollution in your area to your phone, and then like you can upload that data on Silencio network, and you're gonna receive back the token as the incentive, and it's a very cool experiment if you want to learn more about DeepIn. So this use case number 3 gonna be like Noodle network. Sorry, I think like there's a typo here. It must be Noodle. Yeah. So in Noodle network, you can select the Noodle Explorer here, and Noodle network is like one of the top network that like generate a lot of transaction for the Polkadot ecosystem. So in Noodle network, you can also like install the application on your phone, and then like you use your phone to offer the computing power to the whole Noodle network. And here you also like see like some statistic that you like can find here, and you can search for like Noodle Explorer on the internet, so like you can like see like all the node on all the people that already run Noodle on the mobile phone. The use case number 4 would be like Hive Mapper, and Hive Mapper is not in like Polkadot ecosystem, but I think it's a very cool solution that like let's say like people like who want to join Hive Mapper, they can like install this hardware and then like use and install this hardware and then like on their vehicle, for example, like the car they took, and then they just use the car they took like go around. I don't know if you see that, but like on you, if you already see like some car that have the Google Maps the camera on top of it, so it's gonna go around to scan the map. So like in the Hive Mapper case, you also like install like buy this hardware, and then install it on your vehicle, and then go around like you know scan the map, then upload it on the Hive Mapper network, and you also receive back the token as an incentive, and you help to contribute the map data of your country to the whole Hive Mapper network. So in that way, like Hive Mapper became very scalable, because like anywhere, like anyone around the world can join their network to the peer-to-peer mechanism, and so like to blockchain. Okay, so I think like that's all for the presentation. And if you want to learn more about those topics, like you can learn more with the OpenGuild community and also like one block as well. And I think like this hackathon from one block is like a great chance for you guys to learn more about like let's say the pin and also like Polkadot in general. So like if you want to build the solution with the pin, like let's join like one block hackathon, and then like build the pin solution right now. On the other hand, like if you want to contribute to like a OpenGuild community, you can like propose new idea, contribute to project, participate to our workshop and event in C, and also like grow the community as well. And yeah, that's all for the presentation, and thank you for listening.
Thank you, Tim. Okay, there's no more questions, I guess. Okay, let me share my screen. Yeah, I just mentioned again for the bounties. The Bangkok one right now we have 4, and for Singapore one we have 5。哎，新加坡的这个 bounty 我们有5个现在，然后曼谷是有4个。然后大家如果想参加这个导师带队啊，跟我们这个你在群里跟我们这个工作人员联系啊。If you want to have the mentor guidance sessions, please let me know by Discord. Okay, and please upload your projects to the GitHub, especially for the Singapore Hackathon. 哎，新加坡黑客松的这个参赛同学啊，尽快这个在 GitHub 上上传这个带有完整项目信息的这个您的这个项目啊。行，然后我就到最后一页啊。对，然后如果 OK。So，然后如果大家还有这个感兴趣啊，想参赛的同学啊，你就扫码这个最右方这个二维码啊。Now, if you are still interested in our hackathon, please scan the QR codes from the most right-hand side. 然后也非常感谢大家参与，然后也从这个分享当中获得这个深入的收获和成长，然后也祝愿大家在这个项目中啊取得出色的成果。然后最后呢，我还是再放一遍啊，以防这个刚进来的同学啊，大家要打卡就赶紧打卡啊，就是把您的姓名啊加项目名称或者姓名加个人发在这个 YouTube 上评论区啊。Yeah, the check-in rules, you can drop your name plus your project name. If you don't have a project, you can drop your name plus individual. All right, so if you're still interested in our hackathon, please scan the QR code on the most right-hand side. Finally, I hope that all the participants here can get in-depth gains and growth from this sharing. And thank you for participating today. I wish every participant to achieve outstanding result in the project. See you next time. Bye. Thank you, Tin. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone.